Babes, we are literally one minor inconvenience away from a full mental breakdown, and it is only Wednesday.
A full catastrophic pack my bags and move into the woods type of breakdown. I am barely holding it together, honestly.
Babes, good morning. We are so happy to have you here, babes, and happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month to our favorite people.
We love you guys so much, but bestie, I have to confess something to the Snark Squad right now because I am actively spiraling.
Oh boy. Just let it out. What is happening?
Okay, so we have honestly been so busy enjoying June, like going out, having fun, that we have completely neglected our July 4th barbecue planning.
Oh my gosh. Literally neglected it. Like shoved it in a drawer and locked it.
And babes, I looked at the calendar this morning, and we have 2 weeks until the barbecue.
2 weeks, 14 days. It is horrifying.
And we have 1 week until we move out of our apartments. 1 week.
Which is just reckless on our part. Like, who approved this timeline?
I don't know. Somehow we thought we had plenty of time. I was sitting there with my coffee today, just like, how is the year moving at this alarming of a speed?
It is genuinely offensive how fast time is moving. I feel like January literally happened yesterday.
Right. Like I was just making my vision board for the year, and now it is basically autumn.
I mean, adulthood is honestly just constantly realizing that another deadline is rapidly approaching. Like you finish one task and boom, you have to renew your car registration.
Oh my God, do not bring up the DMV right now. I cannot handle it.
It is the truth, though. Like I am sitting here realizing that I am not emotionally prepared for the year 2027.
Wait, why did you say 2027? That sounds like a fake sci-fi year.
Because it is basically tomorrow. Like the fact that 2027 is closer than 2019 is making me physically ill.
Oh my God, stop it. I'm going to throw up. That is so scary.
Right. So yeah, we are stressed. We are highly stressed, babes.
Highly. And on top of all of that existential dread, today was, honestly, one of the most chaotic work days we've had in a while.
Every Wednesday somehow finds a way to be completely messy. It is like the universe knows we are halfway through the week and decides to test our patience.
It really does. Like, being a dentist is already stressful, but Wednesdays at my clinic are cursed.
Completely cursed. What happened at yours today?
Okay, so I had a scheduling disaster that caused a clinic-wide panic.
Oh no! Like a double booking?
Worse. So much worse. We had this patient come in, and she was just scheduled for routine cleaning, right? Nothing major.
Right, just scraping off the plaque, keeping it moving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But she somehow convinced herself that we were taking out all her wisdom teeth today.
Wait, what? Without a consultation?
Yes. She sits in the chair and is like, I am ready for the anesthesia. And my hygienist was like, ma'am, we were just giving you a fluoride treatment.
Oh my God.
And the patient had a full, bizarre meltdown. She was crying, saying she took the whole week off work to recover, and demanding we pull her teeth right then and there.
Bestie, she wanted you to just start doing major oral surgery on a whim.
Literally. I had to go in there and gently explain that I am not yanking out bone fragments because she made a calendar error. It was so awkward.
People are so deeply unhinged.
They really are. What happened at your clinic? Because I know you were texting me in all caps earlier.
Oh my gosh, it was absurd. Okay, so you know my one coworker who always has to have the most overly complicated coffee order?
Yes, the one with the 12 pumps of vanilla and the oat milk foam.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she brings in this massive, venti, extra caramel monstrosity, and she is waving her hands around telling a story in the break room.
Oh no, I know where this is going.
And she smacks the cup and it spills entirely over a stack of physical patient dental charts.
Shut up. The physical paper charts.
Yes. Like, we use digital mostly, but these were the backup files we were auditing, covered in sticky caramel syrup.
Oh my God, what did you do?
I literally just looked at her, slowly turned around, and walked back into my operatory. I was like, I do not have the analytical bandwidth to help you wipe caramel off of a root canal x-ray.
That is so shady, but I love it.
Oh.
You were just like, absolutely not.
Not my circus, not my sticky charts.
So true. But listen, despite all the clinic chaos and the moving boxes, we did finally make one important July 4th decision for the barbecue.
Thank God we are catering.
Yes, we are catering. Because, babes, cooking for 30 people while surrounded by packing tape feels like reckless behavior.
It is a hazard. I am not boiling potatoes for salad when half my kitchen is in a cardboard box.
Exactly. So tomorrow, we are officially starting our catering taste test journey.
Which I am taking incredibly seriously. Like, this is a competitive sport to me.
You are terrifying when it comes to food planning. You have a literal spreadsheet.
Because there are rules. Some foods absolutely need to be at a barbecue, and some are just taking up valuable plate real estate.
Okay, wait, what is your most overrated barbecue food?
Store-bought potato salad. It is mushy, it is flavorless, it is a crime against carbohydrates.
See, I disagree. I will emotionally defend a classic comfort side. Even if it's from the deli section, if it has no paprika, I am happy.
You have the palate of a 1950s housewife, and I cannot accept it. We need elite food. We need crunch. We need acid.
Okay, Gordon Ramsay, calm down.
I am just saying. Which is why I am so glad we got those Korean chicken sliders right before we started recording.
Oh my gosh, babes, those sliders, I'm still thinking about them.
They were incredible. The absolute perfect crunch on that fried chicken.
And the sauce. It was like sweet and spicy, but not overpowering. Just completely coated perfectly.
And honestly, it made me realize something. I think slider format sandwiches scientifically taste better than regular ones.
Wait, really? Explain your thesis.
Think about it. A huge sandwich is overwhelming, the bread-to-meat ratio gets sloppy, but a slider, it is condensed perfection. Every bite has the optimal amount of bun, chicken, and pickle.
Okay, I actually completely agree with that. It's so much more manageable, and Korean food in general is just becoming my ultimate comfort food.
Oh, 100%. It is elite.
But babes, enough about moving boxes, barbecue planning, workplace chaos, and sliders that changed our lives. Let's get into Welcome to Plathville.
Yes, please. I have so many notes I think my iPad is going to overheat.
Because Season 8, Episode 12, From the Horse's Mouth. Bestie, I had sheer anxiety watching this finale. My chest was physically tight.
It was a very tense hour of television. It was basically just a masterclass in watching people try to use progressive therapy buzzwords to enforce ancient, deeply ingrained patterns of control.
That is exactly what it was. Let's just jump right into the ambush intervention. Because that whole setup was a psychological minefield.
A total trap. Ethan, Kim, Barry, and Isaac literally cornering Lydia and Zac under the guise of an anniversary party.
Right, they lured them there.
Yeah.
And Ethan is the one who leads the charge. But the way he talks to Zac, I felt so much secondhand embarrassment.
Ethan sounded like he was reading a rehearsed mic script. Like he practiced it in the mirror for 3 hours and still messed up the delivery.
Yes. He leans forward and tries to sound so tough, being like, keep your opinions to yourself unless we ask. But he is stuttering.
He is completely outside his window of tolerance. He is trying to set a boundary, which is great, but he has no idea how to do it naturally. He's terrified of conflict.
And you could tell he just wanted to get the lines out so he could stop making eye contact.
Oh, totally. But the real issue in that room wasn't even Ethan's bad acting. It was Kim.
Kim's hypocrisy was actually blinding. I had to squint at my television.
It was staggering. Let's remind the Snark squad what Kim said. She sits there and tells Zac that they all need to allow each other to live different lives and have different viewpoints.
I screamed. I literally screamed at my TV.
Right. This is Kim Plath, the woman who banished Mariah from the house for wearing a tank top.
The woman who made Ethan and Olivia's life a living hell for years because Olivia brought outside perspectives into the family.
And now she is giving a sermon on tolerance after her DUI. After her skirt girl summer where she suddenly discovered leggings and alcohol.
I cannot deal with it. She wants everyone to just accept her new, progressive lifestyle without ever apologizing for the authoritarian dictatorship she ran for 2 decades.
She wants the benefits of grace without the accountability of an apology. It makes her the absolute last person on earth who should be preaching about acceptance.
Which is why Zac got so defensive. Like, I do not like Zac, but I was sitting there thinking, I would be mad too if Kim tried to give me a moral lecture.
Oh, exactly. It doesn't excuse Zac's behavior, but you can see why he feels so justified. Speaking of his behavior, we have to talk about the Montana fallout.
Oh my gosh, yes. Because Zac's defense was basically, well, you guys were being bad in Montana.
Right. He defends his judgment of Mariah's trip because apparently Mariah hosted a gathering and there was alcohol and they were playing Cards Against Humanity.
Which is just a normal Tuesday for most people.
Literally.
All right.
But 16-year-old Amber was there. And Zac lost his absolute mind because Amber is, quote-unquote, getting baptized.
I am horrified that he couldn't read the room. Like, he is not the parent. He is the new husband. Why is he policing the adults in Mariah's own home?
Because he views himself as the spiritual sheriff of the family. He thinks he has a perfect heart and perfect judgment.
But his judgment made 2 teenage girls feel like hostages.
The car ride of terror, we have to break that down.
Yes, because Isaac reviews this during the intervention. He says that on the way to the airport, Zac trapped Amber and Kaylin in the car and just relentlessly lectured them.
It felt so unsafe that they called Isaac and put him on speakerphone just to have a witness.
Can you imagine how aggressive you have to be acting for a 16-year-old to secretly dial for backup?
It is chilling. A car is a confined space you cannot escape. Using a moving vehicle to deliver a moral lecture is a highly specific, deeply coercive tactic.
It's terrifying. And what was Mariah doing while Zac was throwing a fit about a card game?
Oh, this is the best part. She was hiding in the kitchen baking cookies.
I mean, honestly relatable. The flight response was strong.
She literally put on an apron and measured flour to avoid defending herself or her guests in her own house.
Which is just sad because she acts so tough in her interviews. But the second a controlling male figure raises his voice, she reverts right back to her childhood trauma response.
Exactly. She cannot handle the confrontation.
And the awkwardness doesn't even stop there. We have to talk about Tegan and Ethan.
The hostage situation on the couch.
Babes, I felt so bad for Tegan. She is squeezed on this tiny love seat between Ken, who is absolutely giving me chewing tobacco vibes.
Heavy chewing tobacco energy, like spitting into a solo cup energy.
Yes, and on the other side of her is Zac, and Tegan is visually entirely checked out.
She is literally counting down the minutes until her 7 p.m. flight back to Wisconsin. She is staring into the middle distance.
She wants to be anywhere else.
Yeah.
And then Ethan reveals something that made my blood boil.
About the car repair conversation.
Yes. Ethan says that while they were working on a car, Zac pulled him aside to judge Tegan for having a child out of wedlock.
The audacity is actually breathtaking.
It is so unchristian and cruel. Who does Zac think he is?
Well, analytically, it is hilarious because Zac doesn't even have a job. He lives off of reality TV and his in-laws' drama. Yeah, he feels completely entitled to judge a hardworking single mother.
Right. Tegan's child is none of his business. Ethan actually defended her, which was nice. But the fact that Zac felt comfortable weaponizing her past is just sick.
It is an ideological purity test. He is trying to assert dominance over Ethan by calling his new girlfriend damaged goods.
And it just ruins the vibe completely. But then the episode does this massive emotional pivot.
A total shift. The family transitions to honoring Joshua.
And I actually got genuinely emotional watching this part. Because Joshua died 18 years ago, and seeing them all sit down to acknowledge him, it was really heavy.
It bypassed all the rehearsed scripts and posturing for a minute.
It really did. Lydia says that they don't have 9 kids, they have 10 kids and 4 brothers. That broke my heart.
It is psychologically massive for them to integrate his memory into their current reality instead of freezing him as a taboo subject.
And the details they shared were so sweet. Like him calling rubber ducks guckies.
The little red boots, Ethan pushing him in the wagon.
It was beautiful. I have to say, watching the parents during this memorial was deeply uncomfortable.
Because they are both so emotionally disconnected in completely different ways. Let's start with Kim.
Right, because Kim sits there and says, "Oh, Dr. Tai helped me open up. My therapy's working."
But her body language is totally rigid. She has the therapy speak down perfectly, but she is completely intellectualizing her grief.
Yes, she is using clinical jargon to build a wall between herself and her kids.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't actually seem warm or connected. And then Barry, I don't even have words for Barry.
Barry was robotic, completely checked out.
Kim asks him how he is doing, and he literally gives a passive, emotionless answer about how he stopped asking why.
He spoke about the worst tragedy of his life with the flat effect of someone reading an instruction manual for a toaster.
Because he doesn't want to feel anything. He just shuts it all down.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we know from the rest of the season that he is just wandering around looking for Sandra Bullock.
He is hyper-fixated on Joanne. He went on one date and is ready to completely escape his family's reality for a fantasy romance.
It is wild. Oh, and of course missing from all of this emotional heavy lifting. Micah.
Naturally. Micah was MIA for the memorial bench signing.
They said he was working, but bestie, we know that is shade. He is avoiding the powder keg.
And honestly, good for him. I would avoid it too.
Same. But the rest of them couldn't avoid it because after the memorial, they pivot right back to the anniversary surprise.
Which is immediately ruined by rain.
Mother Nature said absolutely not. So they are forced to take the party inside.
And this is where the secondhand embarrassment reaches critical mass.
Because they banish Zac and Lydia to a closet, like an actual closet.
It honestly gave me old prayer closet vibes, like let's put them in a tiny dark room for a minute.
And to distract them, they make Mercy stand in there and play the violin.
And no offense to Mercy, but it was terrible. It was screeching, out-of-tune string music in a confined space.
It was a sensory assault. I was cringing so hard I pulled a muscle in my neck.
It is toxic positivity at its finest. Let's interrogate your life choices and then lock you in a closet with bad music to celebrate you.
Exactly. And then they bring them out, and the family surprises them with a toast.
the green drink toast, a virgin green sherbet tray.
Because Kim can have a DUI, but the kids have to drink lime sherbet. Make it make sense.
You can't.
Yeah?
But watching Zac and Lydia hold those green drinks, their fake smiles were terrifying.
They were showing all their teeth, but their eyes were screaming for help.
Masking is exhausting, and you could see them both just trying to survive the next 10 minutes.
And then the mask slips. The chilling end to the episode.
This is the moment that proves everything we have been saying about Zac.
The producers asked them on the couch, how are you going to avoid being misunderstood by the family moving forward?
A simple question. Lydia opens her mouth to speak for herself.
And Zac snaps. He leans over, his eyes go completely cold and dark, and he says, let me answer, please.
But it wasn't a please, it was a command.
It was a threat. I got literal chills. He cut her off so fast.
Because he realized he couldn't control her family during the intervention, so he had to exert absolute dominance over the one person he could control.
It is terrifying. And Lydia just shuts down. It's that trad wife brainwashing in real time. She thinks this control is love.
She traded the fundamentalist cage of her parents for the exact same cage with Zac.
And now they are moving to Colorado. To the mountains.
Geographic isolation, the #1 tactic in the controlling husband playbook. Get her away from her support system so you are her only reality.
It honestly made me sick to my stomach. He is the ultimate villain of this show right now.
Without a doubt. Which is a perfect segue into segment 1, Plath Family Crisis Management Team.
Oh, I'm so ready for this. Okay, babes, we are assigning cast members to specific roles in a hypothetical family emergency.
Let's start with the peacemaker. Who is trying to smooth it over?
Okay, my immediate thought is Lydia, but she cries too much. I actually think it's Isaac.
Isaac is a good choice, but I am going to argue that Barry tries to be the peacemaker simply by ignoring that a problem exists.
Wait, that is so true. Barry's version of making peace is just staring at a wall and talking about Sandra Bullock until everyone stops yelling.
Exactly. He pacifies through sheer boredom.
Okay, what about the instigator? Who is lighting the match?
Oh, it has to be Kim. She starts a fire and then sits back in her leggings to watch it burn.
I agree. But Ethan's rehearsed speeches are a close second. Because he instigates without meaning to by sounding so robotic and insulting.
Fair point. Next role. The avoider, who literally runs away.
Mariah. No debate.
Zero debate. Mariah is already in the kitchen baking a 3-tier cake before the argument even starts.
She is mixing batter aggressively. Okay, who is the oversharer? Who cries and tells everyone everything?
That is Lydia. She will tell you the entire emotional timeline of the crisis through a song she wrote in her prayer closet.
Literally. And finally, the one making everything worse.
Zac.
Zac. 1,000,000%.
He comes in with his perfect heart complex, reads a scripture out of context, judges someone's past, and turns a minor disagreement into a hostage situation in a Honda Civic.
I am destroying Zac's total lack of social awareness right now. He's the absolute worst person to have in a crisis.
He would lecture the firefighters about the water pressure while the house is burning down.
Babes, that is so accurate, I'm screaming. Okay, moving on to segment 2. If they had a group chat.
Oh, this would be the most annoying group chat in the history of iPhones.
So annoying. Okay, who leads everyone on read?
Tegan. Because she does not care. She muted the chat the second Ethan added her to it.
Or Micah. Micah hasn't opened the chat since 2021.
True. Okay, who sends paragraphs?
Zac, sending moralistic, judgmental sermons at 6 a.m.
Just massive blocks of text with no line breaks about how someone's TikTok was inappropriate.
I would block him immediately. Who only responds with emojis?
Barry. Just a single thumbs up emoji to the most devastating news.
Like grandma is in the hospital, and Barry just sends the blank stare emoji.
Exactly. Who starts drama at midnight?
Kim. She has a couple of drinks, gets in her feelings, and drops a bomb in the chat at 11:45 p.m.
We all need to allow latitude. Send.
Yes. And then she turns her phone on, do not disturb.
So toxic. And lastly, who accidentally sends messages to the wrong person?
Ethan. He is trying to fix an alternator, his hands are covered in grease, and he butt dials the chat, or sends a text meant for Tegan to Kim.
And then types, oops, wrong chat, 10 minutes later.
Classic Ethan. All right, segment 3, family meeting from hell.
We are creating the absolute worst, most chaotic family meeting using the current cast.
Okay, who arrives late?
Mariah, wearing a bad wig.
Oh my God, the wigs. Yes. She strolls in 45 minutes late carrying iced coffee.
Who starts crying immediately?
Lydia. She is weeping before everyone even sits down.
She has tissues prepared. Who starts a fight?
Zac. He confronts someone about a TV show they watch being sinful.
He's like, I notice you logged into Hulu on a Sunday, and we need to discuss your salvation.
And who storms out because of it?
Tegan. She literally checks her watch, realizes her flight leaves in 3 hours, and walks out the front door without saying goodbye.
And who secretly enjoys the drama.
Kim. She has her feet up on the coffee table, sipping a sparkling water, just watching her kids implode.
But wait, I passionately disagree on who handles the chaos worse in this scenario. Is it Ethan or Barry?
Oh, that's a good debate. Because Ethan stutters and panics, but Barry just fully dissociates.
I think Ethan handles it worse because he actually internalizes the stress. You can see his neck turning red. Barry is on another planet, so he isn't even experiencing the chaos.
It was a very fair analytical point. Barry is emotionally bulletproof because he has no emotions.
Exactly. Okay, final segment before we wrap this up. Segment 4, reality check report cards.
Let's hand out some grades on the classic Snark side rubric. Communication, accountability, messiness, and common sense.
Okay, let's start with communication. Who actually expresses themselves well?
I am giving Zac an F for communication simply because cutting your wife off and silencing her is an automatic fail.
Absolutely. And Ethan gets a D-. You cannot stutter rehearsed lines and expect a passing grade.
What about accountability? Does anyone apologize?
Nobody apologizes. Kim gets an absolute 0 and F-.
Deflecting to, we all live different lives. When confronted with your past abuse is not accountability, it is PR.
Exactly. Okay, messiness. Who brought the most chaos?
Zac gets an A+ for messiness. Making those 16-year-old girls feel hostage in the car is top-tier, chaotic, evil behavior.
He understood the assignment, unfortunately. And finally, common sense. Who is the most detached from reality?
I have to explain why Lydia scores the absolute lowest here.
We do.
Because she is fully buying into this Colorado mountain cowboy aesthetic brainwashing. She thinks she is escaping the family drama, but she lacks the common sense to realize she is just letting Zac lock her in a different closet.
Brutal honesty, but babes, you are so right. It is tragic, but her common sense is completely non-existent right now.
It is a 0. A failing grade across the board.
Well, babes, that was a heavy one. But honestly, I feel like we really unpacked the madness.
We did. My stress level is still high about the barbecue, but venting about the Plaths definitely helped.
Me too. And Snark Squad, now it is your turn to weigh in. We need your help. What food absolutely has to be at a July 4th barbecue? Like, non-negotiable.
And are you team catering like us, or are you team cook everything yourself and lose your mind in the process?
Also, which Plath family member would be the absolute worst person to plan an event with? I think we know the answer, but tell us anyway.
And who do you think was the messiest person this episode? Drop it all in the comments.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We love spending our messy Wednesdays with you.
Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a 5-star review, and share the podcast with a fellow reality TV lover.
Because sharing is caring, babes.
It really is.
Stay messy, stay fabulous, and we'll see you on the Snark side.